Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is 7:30 in the morning over here on the East Coast. I want to take a moment and basically reflect on how the retrograde is doing, how we're faring, how we're doing. I mean, are we okay? Yes, we are okay. If anything, a lot of great things happened on the retrograde on my end. For those of you that are struggling, for those of you that are having like a really terrible time during this time, hang tight. You have to roll with the changes. I mean, as terrible of a situation you're going through, you cannot lose sight of the fact that life is constantly changing on the daily. The retrograde's purpose is to remove things that no longer serve you. It removes things that, in situations and relationships in your lives, that you've been holding on to. So, and also, the retrograde is actually a lot more traumatic to people, and a hard struggle to people that are ready for the next step in their life. Because I know how badly us as human beings want to get into a lifestyle, a situation, or a relationship where we can just settle and basically kick our shoes off, take our hat off and jacket off, and just make ourselves at home. But life has this funny thing where if you are meant to change, meant for your life to be different, or something else entirely that you've never thought you had a mind for, well, it's gonna happen. Your destiny will happen whether we want it to or not. I've been in the brunt of that when I was younger. My life was a constant change and turmoil. But now, I finally know what it is to find my peace amongst the chaos. You never will achieve fully peace. I know when we think of peace, we imagine Buddha, or we imagine Yeshua, a soft-spoken, kind-hearted, very compassionate entity when we think of peace. Thing is, peace cannot be achieved without upheaval and chaos. Because if you don't have that to compare with, what do you really have? You just have mere existence if you take away chaos and you take away peace, because one cannot exist without the other. So, the retrograde is a big, loud, forceful reminder that, there has to be a polar opposite. Hot and cold, day and night, light and dark. Calm and stress, peace and chaos. Peace is a very broad term as well. Warm peace, peace and quiet, peace of mind. Peace can mean any kind of calmness over a person, place, or thing. Something can be peaceful, something can look peaceful, something can feel peaceful. Think of it. Think about it. As flexible as the word peace, so is chaos. Now, I'm not promoting chaos. I'm not saying start burning things and throwing fits all over the place. I'm saying find your peace when you are in the midst of chaos. Just take a moment and relax shoulders, unclench your jaw, and just focus for a moment. Now, whenever you meditate and you're trying to make your own peace, you gotta focus on something that is the most involuntary thing that you can control, but is completely natural, which is breathing. Focus on breathing. When you focus on your breath, it's involuntary, it's effortless, and it should come very easy. Without breath, we don't live. I mean, life in this generation, I'm going to be very honest, I'm not exactly myself am sure what generation I am. I mean, some people say, oh, you're millennial, oh, you're Generation X. I'm just like, do I have to have a classification? I don't fit into the cookie cutter slot of a millennial. I don't fit in the cookie cutter slot of a Generation X. I am someone different. I enjoy going to work. I don't feel comfortable when things are just given to me. You know, like money, presents, compliments. Those are the few things on top of my head. I don't feel comfortable when people give me anything for free, like presents, money, and compliments. I mean, a lot of people are like, oh, that's everybody. Not really. There's some people that are like, oh, you're really beautiful. Why, thank you. I know I am. I'm like, okay. Or, you look really nice today. What do you want? It's like, well, what kind of generation is that? What kind of life did you have where every time someone compliments you that it's like, what do you want? Is there an ulterior motive? No. I'm just trying to pay you a compliment. Make you feel good about your day. We live in a world where anyone that, voices a concern or a complaint that is very valid, we're whining and we're a bother, or we're treated as such. We live in a society where if you are sick, you either A, can't afford to go to work, or B, you're guilted into go to work. I myself have fallen prey to that when I had shingles, and I wasn't fully recovered. I was made to go in. Shingles is very contagious, and especially to older folk and babies. Right now, at this point, in this day and age, we're all worried about the coronavirus. Every time of year, there is some kind of new disease floating around trying to kill everyone. God, or Creator, if you downloaded the app called Plague, can you please uninstall that? Because I don't know about you, but I'm kind of done. You've proven you can kill a lot of people really quick. I mean, the Ebola is pretty much proven that. Swine flu 2, H1N1. So, you know the saying, people are meant to be loved and things are meant to be used. Well, the problem with this world is they've got that switched. A lot of corporations and a lot of people of money and power have gotten it crossed where they love their things and they use people. That's not how it's supposed to be. And the screwed up thing is, a lot of us, out of fear and desperation, we allow them to. Me, I've made my voice heard very loud and clear. You treat me like a thing, I'm gonna let you know. Hey, I feel like you're not respecting me. Hey, I feel like you don't treat me like a human being. And if they have a problem with it, or if you actually get fired over it, you know where their loyalties lie. I mean, there's a nicer way of putting it, and I've been nice about it. But bottom line is, you yourself have to stand up for yourself, because nobody else is going to do it for you. That goes for relationships too. Family, friends, relationships where it's romantically involved. If you want to be treated a certain way, you've got to let it be known. A lot of these poor folks are not mind readers. Heck, some of these people don't even know their own minds. They don't even know their own minds, so what makes you think they're going to read yours? Or assume that you're okay with being treated a certain way? Do not settle for less. You need to know your self-worth. Don't settle. Do not cheapen yourself. It all starts with believing yourself, loving yourself. And if you can't love yourself, then why would you think in your right mind anyone would love you? I mean, how can you think in your right mind that you can love anyone else the way they should be loved? You have to work on yourself. If you want your destiny, if you want to be treated a certain way, and you want a certain kind of life, you need to go out there and you need to go for it yourself. Me, I'm forging my own path. It takes a lot of work and effort to what I'm doing. So do not compare yourself to me. Do not compare your life with mine. We all have our own life. We may have a very close and similar life, but only you have your life. I don't have your life. They don't have your life. You have your own life. In the famous words of Bon Jovi, it's my life and I'm going to live it. It's now or never. My life is an open highway. And you're going to live it your way. Well, my way. The lyrics of the song. Listen to that song. It's my life. Let me see what time it is. Okay. So, you have your own life. We need to stop allowing other people treat us in a way that is not right and shouldn't be tolerated. Also, we need to speak up louder. Protesting is one thing, but what is it really resolving? It brings attention to the problem. But what is the actual solution? Getting up there and protesting, screaming and hollering, it does bring attention. But you have to be heard. We're in a society where screaming and hollering is getting ignored. We need to start taking action. We need to start saying, hey, there's some things I don't really like, and I really think we should talk about them. We need to be able to be comfortable using our own voice, voicing out what we need and what we want. The problem is, now let's talk about living wages real quick. Living wages, we need to learn to better deal with money. We need to learn our needs and wants and separate thus. Needs and wants. What you need is what you can survive on. What you want is what you don't really need it to survive, but you just want it. Like, ladies, let's talk about makeup and purses. Do you really need a pocketbook? No. We really don't need any pocketbook. We just want it, so it's easier to carry all our stuff. Makeup, do we need it? Not really. But we want it. For instance, I want to wear makeup to the day job because I want to cover this up and the other imperfections. Sorry. And also I want to cover up my sleepy eyes. So, hey. So, has it ever occurred to anybody, and I'm not putting anyone down for screaming and holler for higher minimum wage jobs, raise the minimum wage. I'm not putting anyone down for that. What I'm just saying is, you know how corporations are. You get this percentage. Let's say you get like $8 or $9 an hour. And corporations are getting a way bigger amount than that, like the CEOs and all that, and the corporates. Yes, they are getting a bigger chunk of the pie, and you're only getting maybe a bit of the crust. If they bring up minimum wage, you know dang well they're going to jack the prices up on, the services and goods, and they're going to increase their chunk of the pie. Because they don't want to do without. Little piggies can't go without. If they raise the minimum wage, they're going to raise their salaries up too. You know they are. It's not just about you. If they decrease the living wage, they decrease, eventually, their salary. If they increase the minimum wage, they're going to increase their salary. And they're going to increase the charges, the prices of, and rates of the goods and services. Let's say that $1.15 loaf of bread is right now, the price right now. If they increase your minimum wage, that $1.15 bread is going to be $2 or $3. Think of it. They are not going to decrease their salaries. We got too many people that are in high class. Too many people in corporations. Too many people that want more. And they've forgotten how to struggle, and they've forgotten what it's like to do without, and they've forgotten how to not live beyond their means. So you got middle class people trying to do that because they want what the others have. You know, think of it. The grass is not always green on the other side. If you get more money, there is a equal exchange. More money, less humanity. More humanity, less money. Because, let's face it, we realize that money isn't everything. You have, these people that work in corporations, these people that work in white-collar jobs, and these high society people, they don't have a personal life. They don't have a social life. They don't have spiritual fulfillment. That's the majority of them. I'm not saying all of them. Majority of them. But then you got these people that are making a lot of money, and only because they want to be financially fit so they can have a life with their family and friends. But now the balance has been tipped because we got minimum wagers. You got minimum wagers that don't have a life period. It's just work, sleep, and self-care. And we're called selfish. And we're guilted. And we're treated like dog crap because we're constantly reminded, you don't spend time with your family. You don't spend time with so-and-so. Where have you been? What are you doing? If you don't know what they're doing and they've just all of a sudden stopped hanging around you, maybe it's not because they're purposely choosing to not be around you. Maybe it's because they're trying to forge a better life for themselves where they can finally be able to spend time with their loved ones. Because let's face it, we don't have a life anymore. I can confidently say that. I want to go and spend time with my mom and dad. I want to spend time with my niece and my sister. I like to be able to go and hang out with friends, but I'm faced with a decision with, I don't have the money, and I'm just too exhausted from stress. My generation, those that are born in the 80s, we have more to deal with now. We have anxiety, depression, stress. And we don't have job security. Because we're treated as nothing more than expendable tools. A warm body to do a job until they're tired of us. Or until we get tired. And it's a shame. Because we have such good potential. I'd like to believe that. I do. I like to think we matter. 401k? What's that? Retirement plan? Every time we get insurance, 401k, or retirement plan to basically sink our teeth into and finally, have something to fall back on, we either have our hours cut where we can't afford to put money into it, or or we get fired because we get sick one time. It's ridiculous. Something needs to be done about it. Personally, I don't know where to begin to fix something like that. But I wish to God we had something or someone that at least cared about us and not have older people guilt us, make us feel like crap. I'm not saying all older people, I'm saying some. Like, you should be grateful you have a job. okay, I am grateful I have a job, but what is it really worth? Because I'm working myself to death and I don't either have time or the money to go and utilize my health insurance. Face the fact with paying bills, eating, and medical insurance. Medical insurance is a luxury now. Thank God I have it finally. I'd probably be in the hospital right now with pneumonia. Food for thought. Amongst all this chaos and this stress, try to find your peace and don't lose faith and hope, because that is all we have. I leave you all with this. I love you all, and I wish you all have a really good day today. Love and light to you all.